I've lived in Kilmarnock all my life, and I think Kilmarnock's a really friendly place.
When anybody asks me where I come from, I tell them I live in the Promised Lands.
I think it's got everything going for it as far as I'm concerned.
And Kilmarnock is a beautiful, beautiful place.
So there's fantastic opportunities, I think, for people.
There's more than one side to every story, and the story of Kilmarnock is like all the rest. Kilmarnock has its hard time stories. It also has its great stories. These are important, but they're not for today. Here is an ordinary story of an ordinary town, heard through the lives of some extraordinary people. People who have travelled the extra mile for others and are testament to those who have done the same for them. People who know Kilmarnock as a place where they are proud to work and call their home. This is the story of our town, told by our people, the story of one ordinary day in Kilmarnock.
Within 5 or 10 minutes from our front door, we can get into the countryside.
Yeah, Kilmarnock is an ancient and fantastic historic town. You've got the advantages of living within an urban or semi-urban environment, but you're rarely 5 minutes away from some of the most spectacular countryside in Scotland. Rural Ayrshire is absolutely beautiful. You've got the sea only 12 miles away, but you've got the beautiful countryside around the Loudon Valley and the Stewart and Irvine Valley to enjoy. We've got some fantastic country parks in Kilmarnock in the town. We've got the Kay Park, Howard Park and the Dean Castle estate.
We live near the Dean Park, and it's a lovely place to walk our dog. I see children enjoying themselves.
Any visitors we have, we bring to Dean Country Park, and I just think even if I don't have a car in the future, we can still get there. It's fantastic.
I grew up in Kilmarnock and there's lovely parks, you know, the facilities in Kilmarnock. It's such a nice place.
I love the Palace Theatre and the Grand Hall. They're wonderful centres for real happy, joyful experiences.
We've got some fantastic equestrian facilities around it, mostly privately owned, it has to be said, but they're absolutely superb.
It's got so much here. There's the picture hall, there's the galleon, there's swimming, there's ice skating. It is a really, really nice town.
Now when you've got one of the most famous and oldest football clubs, not only in Scotland but in the world, to support and keep you tied to the town, it begins to run through your blood.
I've not had a problem with anyone. I find everybody in Kilmarnock really nice. I live in Onthank and my neighbours are lovely.
We have a very happy community here. It's a really nice, friendly place to stay.
Where I stay, it's a lovely, friendly community. I think the Ayrshire people are just great.
That stable community has real strengths, especially for a school. And we've got quite one or two families that that the child is getting lots of help and nurture from the grandparents.
Johnny Walkers are finally to leave the town, and that will take 700 jobs out of the local economy.
It is sad that a lot of our industry has gone, and I see why people do feel sad about parts of Kilmarnock. I'm sad that people could be in the position of losing jobs and security.
It's almost like, it almost feels like starting again from a blank canvas, when you've had such a devastating blow like that. I mean, initially you're despondent, you're angry, you're all those emotions, but then you kind of begin to think, well, how do we work through this and build on economic regeneration plans that we already had in place, and you start to think a bit more clearly about what the possibilities might be.
I've seen sometimes I go downtown, I normally go downtown very early in the morning or very, very late, because sometimes it's quite daunting going downtown when you see the people hanging about.
It's no different from any other town across this country. It's got its problems, but I've been really encouraged by the amount of people from all different walks of life who've come in to help us out.
And people, I think, have been tending to dwell on some of the negative aspects of it, you know. I mean, but drugs really they're a problem for all of Scotland. They're a problem for the whole of the world, never mind Scotland.
But there is an awful lot of work going on behind the scenes to try to chart out that future for us, and some of the early steps have been taken so far.
The community has suffered a couple of really, you know, serious blows in terms of, you know, major employers in the town, and you know, it's our job to try and equip these youngsters with as many skills and as many opportunities to work together.
But there are things happening, and a lot of good work done in lots of ways by lots of people. I couldn't count the kindnesses that have been done to me, and I hear so much of good things being done by others.
It's got this really quite stable population, you know, that the families and the extended families are still here
with us, but you'll find a real bunch of determined people that live in the town, have always lived in the town, that are desperately keen to make the town flourish and grow, and are absolutely confident it will.
We have a Gaelic medium education department we're very proud of. They take part in the Glasgow Mod and the National Mod and win gold medals. And it's always really fantastic, you know, when you speak to the children and they say, well, you know, what did you say? And it was usually, you know, I was asked where I came from, and they said Onthank, and of course they said, where's that?
I do think Kilmarnock's unique in Scotland in terms of its historical position and as part of the Scottish nation and so on. It was a major participant in the wars of independence away back in the Bruce and Wallace days and so on. We've got a major industrial history and heritage to be proud of through the railways and engineering and sadly whisky and so on, which is about to go. But there's a lot of things here that people do value in terms of coming to live and to visit a place like this.
Kilmarnock has given me a community feeling. One of the things I'm always sad about is when people only see the negatives in Kilmarnock.
Moved up here a 11 year ago and I would never look back. I wouldn't even consider Onthank's brilliant. There's the school, there's the nursery, there's the old folks home, there's the education centre, you've got your youth club, and your boxing, and they've got everything for the wains.
Because we do have a huge number of strengths that perhaps haven't been tapped into sufficiently in the past.